Hi, we're going to try out the new Bissell SpotBot for pet stains. I just got this a couple weeks ago and I've tried it in a few spots. It seems to work pretty well. We found a spot here, you can see there, that we're actually not sure what it is. If one of the kids spilled something or if it's cat urine. So I'm going to try to use this mean sheet to get it out. What we did, we filled this first container here is filled with water up to the fill line, and then added some Bissell treatment and some pet odor remover, and I'll show you those in a second. But put it in there, and basically it's pretty simple. If you have a old stain, use this one. It says set in stain, and it runs a little bit longer, about 6 minutes. If you have a new stain that you just found, you can use surface stain. If you're using a surface stain, you go ahead and vacuum it out first. The hose here that cycles the water through also disconnects as a vacuum, a wet vacuum, so you can use it for that. But while you're running it normally, it needs to be plugged in. There is also another vacuum attachment right here. It slides in there, but for this stain, since it's old and we don't know what it is, we're just going to use the set in stain selection and just let the machine do its duty. As you can see, the bottom of the machine, there's a brushed area. It's about 8 inches approximately round. And what you want to do is set that right over the stain where you want to clean. It's going to clean that 8-inch spot. That's why I call it SpotBot. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and actually get this going right here. It's actually very simple to use. I just got to get enough cord out to run it. Just plugging it in. It's all plugged in. Let me find the best spot for it. I'm going to go for this end spot here. I'm actually going to do this a couple times. You can see some of the stain is coming out over here. I'm going to run it here, and then I'll run it here, and we'll see how it goes. But basically we're plugged in, we've got the water, the dirty stuff gets cycled through here and into this container. And it does about 3 cycles on a tank, maybe 4. So basically all we do now is hit in set in stain. Working. I'm going to let it run here, and I'll come back and show you what it does. Okay, the first round has just finished. You can see it. The green light here says finish. You actually have to turn that to stop, turn that off and reset it. But we're going to go ahead. You can see the spot there. I'm going to go ahead and do the second spot. Right now, you can see the soap of the fluids in there. We run the second spot, and then we're going to come back and we're going to use the vacuum to vac up any moisture, any water left in the carpet. So again, not to just sit here with this thing running, but I'm going to go ahead and start it again, and we'll be right back. Okay, second round finished. I'm actually going to do one more, kind of right in between here. Looks like there might be a little something there. Going to overlap them and do this one more time. Again, turn off to stop and push again for stain. Okay, this one was finished. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stopped to reset it. But to get rid of those circles, we're going to have to vacuum it up. So on the side here is the vacuum connector. On the other side is the hose. Let's just pull that out. Out of the way of the cord here. And slide this on. Sorry, trying to do this with one hand. There we go. And then there's a hose option on here. I'm going to push that and we're going to vacuum it up. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of it. You can actually see the water coming up through here. I'll try to get that on camera as well. But you can see the tank, dirty water. The other side did run 3 cycles for the set-in stain, and it'll do more than that for the surface stain because it only runs half the amount of time. I'm going to go ahead and run this on hose. So it's going to be loud, so you just observe and I'll shut it off partway through here. Okay, I kept going till it was struggling to pick up water, and that's what it looks like now. You can see a little bit around there, but it's probably because it's wet. Right now I don't see the defined stain, but I'm going to look at this when it's dry, and I'll be back. One of the things that did happen here, the dirty water reservoir filled up, and this has never happened to me before, but while I was vacuuming, it shut off the vacuum suction so it wouldn't overflow that tank, which is a great idea. So I did empty it, put it back on, and it just continued vacuuming fine. I didn't know that feature was there, but definitely can understand why it's there. So anyway, I'm going to let this dry. You shouldn't have any traffic on the area while it's drying, just like any other carpet cleaning, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Here's the spot after drying for a day. Definitely a lot better. Looks like there's a little shadow there, but I can't tell. That might be just the brush of the carpet. So, but overall, I think it did a pretty good job. I don't walk in and see a stain anymore. I think more stuff, there's a pattern in the carpet that we're seeing pop out a little more. So I think over time, with some wear, it'll pretty much fade out completely. But overall, I think the SpotBot did a pretty good job. If you have any questions, go ahead and post it. Thanks. Bye.